Okay, so we are now live. Pavan Prabhuji and Dhun Prabhuji, when you're ready, kindly start the recitation with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिते निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय श्री कृष्ण दुरेण हि अवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगद धनंजया बुद्धौ शरणम् अन्विचा कृपाना फलहेत्वा
O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of thy work are misers.
बुद्धियुक्तो जहातिह उभे सुक्ता दुष्कृते तस्मद् योगाय युज्यस्व योगकर्मासु कौशलम्.
A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work.
कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धा विनिर्मुक्ताः पादं गच्छन्ति अनमयम्.
By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees freed themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead.
यदा ते मोहकलीलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितारिष्यति तदा गन्तसि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard.
श्रुति विप्रातिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्याति निश्चला समधव अचला बुद्धिस्तथा योगम् अवाप्स्यसि.
When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness.
अर्जुनोवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भासा समाधिस्थ्यास्य केशव स्थिताधि किं प्रभासेथा किम् असिता व्रजेत किम्.
Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk?
श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजाहति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मनि एवात्मना तुष्टा स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, and when he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness.
दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नः मनः सुखेषु विघातः स्पृहा वितरागाभयक्रोधा स्थिता धीर्मुनिरुच्यते.
One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called the sage of steady mind.
या सर्वत्र नाभिस्नेहास् तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् न भीनादति नाद्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it or depressing it, is firmly fixed in the perfect knowledge.
यथा संहारते छायम् कुर्मोऽग्निव सर्वसः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects, as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness.
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहाराशया देहिनः रासवज्रं रसोऽप्यस्य हारं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
यततो हि अपि कौन्तेया पुरुषस्य विपश्चिता इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसाभं मनः.
The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even on a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them.
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसिता मत्परा वसे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence.
जयथो विष्यान् पुंसाः सङ्घास्थेषुपजायते सङ्गत्संज्ञायते कामः कामक्रोधोऽभिजायते.
While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises.
क्रोधः भवति सम्मोहा सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति.
From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
रागद्वेषा विमुक्तैस्तु दिस्यान् इन्द्रियश्चरन् आत्मावस्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतासो ह्यसु बुद्धिः परयावतिष्ठते.
From one first satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established.
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न च भावनां न च भवयतः शान्तिर् असन्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतं यन्मनोनुविधीयते तद् अस्य हारति प्रज्ञां वयुर्नवाम् इवाम्भसि.
As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence.
तस्मत् यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमीं यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः.
What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage.
आपुर्यमनाम् अचला प्रतिष्ठां समुद्राम् अपः प्रविशन्ति तद्वत् कामयां प्रविशन्ति सर्वे सा शान्तिम् apnoti न कामकामी.
A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires.
विहाय कामन्यः सर्वान् मंश्चराति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निराहङ्कारः सा शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, has given up all sense of proprietorship, and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace.
एष भ्रामी स्थितिः पार्था नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वास्यम् अन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं रक्षति.
That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which man is not bewildered. If one is first situated even at the hour of death, one can enter in the kingdom of God.
Hare Krishna.
ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे साङ्ख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः.
Sorry if I made any mistake. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
You can end with 3 times Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so beautifully recited, Dran Prabhuji and Pawan Prabhuji. Thank you so much for divine recitations. Okay, we shall move on. We are 21st and we got devotees joined. Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji, Usha Mataji, Sakshi Mataji, and Mrudasaji Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for
Hare
joining.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
dear devotees. Please can accept my humble obeisances as a good Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move on to the next. It is Japa. And can I request anyone to do the Panchatattva mantra 3 times? And then we shall start the Japa. Wherever it is possible, dear devotees, kindly unmute and chant loudly. Okay, anyone would like to do? There
Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama Rama
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Ram Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Rama
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Ram
Rama Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram.
Hare Rama 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram Ram.
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Rama
Ram.
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram.
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Ram Ram.
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram.
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Ram Ram.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram.
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram.
Rama Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram.
Krishna Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram.
Hare Rama Krishna
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare 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 Rama
Hare Ram Ram.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Rama 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
जय
Krishna
श्री कृष्ण
Krishna
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, if anyone has not yet completed the japa, complete the round behind. Meanwhile, we shall move into next part of our program, Kirtan. Okay, so today we have got no allocations, so I just pick up the volunteers just based on who has not taken a turn for a long time. Okay, so can I request Sakshi Mataji to do the Kirtan, if it is okay? Sakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I am not prepared today and my voice is also not so great. So maybe next time I will prepare and then sing a very good kirtan.
Okay,
Next
Mataji.
Saturday, Prabhuji. Please
Alright.
excuse me this time. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, would you like to do Mangalashan prayers in that case?
Oh yes, Prabhuji. That is fine with.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. And can I request Mampi Mataji to do Kirtan if or Guru Vandana? Mampi Mataji can choose.
Prabhu, I don't mind.
You can choose Mataji, either Kirtan or Guru Vandana.
Okay, Prabhu, I'll do Kirtan.
Kirtan. Okay, can I request Mridha Hachi Mataji and Gayatri Mataji to do the Guru Vandana together?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so now time for Premadvani prayers. Usha Mataji, would you like to lead Premadvani prayers? Okay, if Mataji is not available.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, sorry, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, we shall start. Mampi Mataji, Kirtan time.
Prabhu, I'll do Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karu.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, when you're ready, Mataji.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Toma Bina Ke Dayalu জগত সংসারে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার মোসম পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে আর মোসম পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে আর মহাপ্রভু নিত্যানন্দ প্রেমানন্দ সুখী হা প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ প্রেমানন্দ সুখী কৃপা বলো কোন করো আমি বড় দুঃখী কৃপা বলো কোন করো আমি বড় দুঃখী দয়া করো সীতাপতি অদ্বৈত গোসাই দয়া করো সীতাপতি অদ্বৈত গোসাই তব কৃপা বলে পাই চৈতন্য নিতাই তব কৃপা বলে পাই চৈতন্য নিতাই হা স্বরূপ সনাতন রূপ রঘুনা হা স্বরূপ সনাতন রূপ রঘুনা ভট্ট যুগ শ্রীজীব প্রভু লোকনাথ ভট্ট যুগ শ্রীজীব প্রভু লোকনাথ দয়া করো শ্রী আচার্য প্রভু শ্রীনিবাস দয়া করো শ্রী আচার্য প্রভু শ্রীনিবাস রামচন্দ্র সঙ্গ মাগে নরোত্তম দাস রামচন্দ্র সঙ্গ মাগে নরোত্তম দাস Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya karo more Toma bina ke dayalu জগত সংসারে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে হরে জয় পঞ্চ তত্ত্ব পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় পঞ্চতত্ত্ব জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌড়া হরি বল হরে কৃষ্ণ
Hare Krishna, it is absolutely beautiful singing, Mataji. Very nice. Very heartfelt, beautiful singing, Manti Mataji. Thank you so much. Comments from Devi Mataji and Sanchita. So beautiful, so divine, Mataji. Heart touching.
হরে কৃষ্ণ
Hare Krishna. Okay, so shall move on. The next is Guru Vandana by Datta Mataji and then Gayatri Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. When you are ready, Bhakti Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Gayatri Mataji, you start, I will follow you.
No, Mataji, I will follow you, Mataji, please. Go ahead, Mataji, please. Hare Krishna.
Siri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadmam
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma
Bandamo Hishavadana Mate
Bandhu moi savadana mate
Jahara Prasade Vai E Bhavatori Jai
Jahara prasade bhai e bhava toriya jai
Krishna Prapti Hai Jaha Hoite
Krishna prapti hoi jaha hoite
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jitete Koriyaka
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Aikya
Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha
Are na kori ho mane asha
Shri Guru Charana Rate Aise Uttama Gati
Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati
Ja Prasade Pure Sarva Asha
Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha
Rachudan Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu She
चक्कुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
Diव्य Gyan Hriday Prakashito
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
वेद गाए यहाँ रचरित
वेद गाय जहाँ चरितो
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनरा बंधु
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनर बंधु
लोके नाथ लोके राजीवाना
लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना
आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पदा छाया
हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया
एवे जासकु सुख त्रिभुवाना
एबे जाश गुशुक त्रिभुवाना
लीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना
श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावना
लीला प्रभुपाद लेलो शरणा
श्रील प्रभुपाद लैलो शरणा
लीला गुरुदेव लेलो शरणा
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Bhakti.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So beautiful, Mrata Sachi Mataji and Gayatri Mataji. So divine. Hearing devotees when they sing, it is so melodious and so sweet, glorifying Guru and Krishna. Okay, thank you so much. That is. Okay, shall we move on to next is the Mangalachan prayers by Sakshi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. So
Hare
when
Krishna.
you're ready, looking for Mangalachan prayers. Okay, Mataji, so
Can I
would you like?
start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, please
Yeah.
go ahead. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalaam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakavitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So beautifully done. Very nice. Okay, we shall move to the next is the Premadhani prayers. Usha Mataji, would you like to lead? And dear devotees, everyone unmute and follow wherever it is possible. And Mataji, okay. Aploki, and then we all respond with Jaya as the response.
Okay.
Mataji, when you are ready, please.
जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Jai.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai.
Jai.
आचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
Jai.
आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Jai.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की
Jai.
Jai.
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड की गोवर्धन की
Jai.
वृंदावन धाम की
Jai.
मथुरा धाम की
Jai.
Jai.
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की
Jai.
Jai.
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jai.
Jai.
गंगा माई की
Jai.
Jai.
माई की
Jai.
Jai.
श्रीदेवी की
Jai.
की
Jai.
Jai.
संकीर्तन यज्ञ की
Jai.
Jai.
बृहद मृदंगा की
Jai.
Jai.
सामवेद भक्तवृंद की
Jai.
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंद
Hari Hari Bol.
all glories to assembled devotees,
Hare
Krishna.
all glories to assembled devotees,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautiful. Okay, we got Jagrithana Mataji also joined. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept me in the local place.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, how can what I need to do, Prabhuji?
Thank you so much, Mataji. Maybe I will ask you, Mataji, when you are
Yeah, that's fine. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sometimes my internet is cutting off, that's why I just log out sometime.
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move to the next part is a session, Bhagavad-Gita session. Before we start Bhagavad-Gita, can I request Jagruthana Mataji to do Om Namo Bhagavate, leading 3 times, and then once every time we all follow behind Mataji. Is that okay, Mataji? Jagruthana Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji is okay.
Thank you so much.
I just need to say Om Namo Bhagavate. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank
So,
you, Prabhuji, giving me a chance.
thank you so much. Okay, the next part is the Bhagavad Gita. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, just to recap in the last session. So when Arjuna was asking, what is the sage of steady mind, how he speaks and how he walks, how he sits, what is his language? Likewise, Arjuna was asking, स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितदेहि किं प्रभाषेत किम् आसीत व्रजेत किम्. And then Krishna started speaking, a person who leaves all kinds of material desires. Prajahat yada kaman sarvan pardha manogatan. No more material hankerings. And Atmaneva Atmana Tushtaha, who is self-satisfied within himself. Atmana eva Atmana Tushtaha, he is called Sthita Prajnaha Talochyate. He is the Sthita Prajna. And then, in such kind of person, either in the difficult situations or in the comfortable situations, he is completely equipoised. He is called Sthitadhir Muniruchyate. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, Dukkeshu vigataspruhaha. In the Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha. And he is not agitated when he feels any kinds of troubles from anywhere else, either material, anywhere. Troubles may come from different directions. Troubles always will be there. But some troubles, because we are able to overcome, we think that we are happy. But some troubles which we cannot overcome, then we feel very sad. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, and who is not agitated with the either small or big problems. And whenever the happiness also come along with the, so again, happiness in different dimensions. Sukeshu vigitaspruhaha, and that Sukeshu means the material comforts. Happiness is different. So here, Sukha means it is the material comforts for the sense gratification things. Okay, and then this is a 56th shloka. So whatever is given here, Sukeshu in happiness. But happiness means it is the ananda. Sukha means giving the pleasure to the senses. Okay, Sukeshu vigataspruhaha, without being interested in the sense gratification things. Vitaraga bhayakrodaha, and living from either attachment, anger. Vitaraga is attachment, bhaya fearfulness, krodha anger. And then such kind of person who is situated in that state, whose mind is steady, is called Sthitadhir Muniruchyate. Okay, these were the previous shlokas. And also, Krishna says that whenever a person going into this material world, wherever either as part of the duty or the family responsibility, he does not make attachment. Yes, sarvatra anabhisnehaha tat tat prapya shubha shubham. So without affection, anabhisnehaha, wherever, sarvatra, everywhere, wherever he goes, he does not make attachment or put his affections towards those materialistic people or materialistic objects. Yes, sarvatra anabhisneha tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Either it will be good or bad. Either it will be shubha or ashubham. Either good or evil, he is not attached to those things. Nabhinandati nadveshti, and he does not na abhinandati, he never praises, and also nadveshti, he is not envious of those things. So sometimes we may think that if one person is comfortably and conveniently speaking to us, we feel very happy. If he is speaking a bit harsh or something which is not convenient to us, then we immediately reject. But a person who is equipoised for both such kind of interactions, he is called Tasya Prajna Pratisthita. Okay, he is situated in the perfect knowledge. Here, the three states. One is the Sita Prajnaha Tadocchate, and then later on Sitadhir Munirucchate, Tasya Prajna Pratistita. These are one is to be steady in his knowledge. So in the material world, one who is situated, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Okay, so this is the last sloka, last session discussions. Today we are going to go further. How one can detract his senses from this material world. So that one Krishna is saying, and we shall cover 58 and 59 slokas. Okay, so before we go into the further, I like all of us to recite this shloka, and then we go into the discussions. Okay, so here Krishna is saying, Yada samharite chayam kurmonganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyadebhyah tasya prajna pratistita. Yada samharite chayam kurmo anganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyadebhyah tasya prajna pratistita. Okay, so dear devotees, so kindly follow behind me line by line. So just before we go in here, just I said this the words here. Yada samharite chayam kurmo anganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyadebhyah. Here even the S is there, but we are taking a break there, so it goes as the visarga when you see the synonyms. Indriya adebhyah, from the sense objects. And tasya prajna pratistita. Okay. Yada samharite chayam kurmonganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyabdebhyah tasya prajna pratistita. Okay. The devotees kindly repeat line by line behind me. Yada samharite chayam
Yada samharite chayam
kurmonganiva sarvashah
kurmonganiva sarvashah
indriyani indriyadebhyah
Indriyani indriyadebhyah
tasya prajna pratistita.
tasya
prajna pratistita.
Again. Yada samharite chayam
Yada samharite
chayam
kurmonganiva sarvashah
kurmonganiva
sarvashah
indriyani indriyadebhyah
indriyani
indriyadebhyah
tasya prajna pratistita.
tasya prajna pratistita.
Once more. Yada samharite chayam
Yada
samharite chayam
kurmonganiva sarvashah
kurmonganiva
sarvashah
indriyani indriyadebhyah
indriyani indriyadebhyah
tasya prajna pratistita.
tasya
tasya prajna pratistita.
Okay, I request dear devotees, you take your turn, we all follow behind you line by line. First you recite, you relish one time the shloka, and then you lead second time line by line. Okay. Prabhuji, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yada samharte chayam.
You recite one shloka completely, and second time you lead line by line.
Yada samharte chayam kurmangava sarvasaha indriyanindriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratistada. Should I repeat first line now?
Yes, Prabhuji, line by line.
Okay. Yada samharte chayam
Yada samharite chayam
chayam
kurmanganiva sarvasaha
kurmonganiva sarvashah
sarvashah
indriyanindriyarthebhyah
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य प्रज्ञा
प्रज्ञा
प्रतिष्ठिता।
प्रतिष्ठिता. Very beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, David Mataji, would you like to go?
यदा संहर्ते चायं कुर्मो अङ्गनिवा सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहर्ते चायं
यदा
संहरते चायं
चायं
कुर्मो अङ्गनिवा सर्वशः
कूर्मोऽङ्गनिव सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणि
इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
Krishna, thank you.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. So just it is here, one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Okay, this is the translation. Okay, so knowing the translation is also important while reciting. Okay, can I request the Indaleka Mataji next, please, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. यदा संहरति चायं कुर्मन् गानिव सर्वसः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरति चायं
यदा
संहरते चायं
कुर्मन् गानिव सर्वसः
कूर्मोऽङ्गनिव सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य
प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
हरे कृष्ण थैंक
हरे कृष्ण
Thank you, Mataji. Sakshi Mataji, would you like to go?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yada samharte chayam kurmo angani va sarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita yada samharte chayam
यदा संहर्ते चायं
चायं
kurmo angani sarvashah
कूर्मोऽङ्गनिव सर्वशः
indriyani indriyabe artebhyas
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य
प्रज्ञा
प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringi Mataji, would you like to go?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी यदा संहरति चायं कुर्मो अङ्गानि वा सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरति चायं
यदा
संहरते चायं
कुर्मो अङ्गानि वा सर्वशः
कूर्मो अङ्गानि व सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
Beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Jagrita Mataji, would you like to go?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Would you like to say to Jagrita Mataji?
Somebody mute. Sorry, Prabhuji, I thought I'm unmute. Okay. Yada saharate chayam kurmo agni sarvasa indriyani yarthepya tasya pragna pratishtha yada saharate chayam
यदा
संहरते चायं
chayam kurmo Agni Vasarvasha
Sarvasha
Indriyani Indriyarthebhyasya Tasya Pragna Pratisthita.
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry for any mistake.
Very beautiful. Mrida Sachi Mataji, would you like to go?
यदा संहर्ते छायं गुर्मो अग्निवास सर्वशा इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थे स्वयस् तस्या प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहर्ते छायं
यदा संहारते छायं
गुर्मो अग्निवास सर्वशा
कूर्मो अग्निव सर्वतः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थे वयस्
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्या प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Gayatri Mataji and Sandeep Prabhuji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's me alone, Prabhuji, for now.
Yes, please.
Yada samharate chayam kurmo anga. Hare Krishna. Yada samharate chayam kurmo angani vasarvashaha indriyani indriyartebhyaha tasya prajna pratishtita. Yada samharate chayam
यदा संहरते छायं
कूर्मो अङ्गानीव सर्वशः
कूर्मो
अग्निव सर्वतः
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji.
So can I request Dhruvan Prabhuji and Mampi Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
यदा संहारते छायं कुर्मो अग्गानि वा सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस् तस्या प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहारते छायं कुर्मो अङ्गानि इव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस् तस्या प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता No, Prabhu, he is not here.
We have Deva Prabhuji or Raja Prabhuji.
Prabhu, they are not here.
Okay, sure, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very good. Okay, so next, can I request Ramlala Prabhuji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad. Jada Sangharate Chayam Kurmangani Vasarvasha Indriyani Indriyarte Vash Tasya Pragga Pratishtata Jada Sangharate Chayam Kurmangani Vasarvasha Indriyani Indriyarte Vash Tasya Pragga Pratishtata
Do we have Sadhuk Prabhuji, Sita Sundari Mataji Prabhuji?
Not around. Not around. Yeah.
Sure, Prabhuji. In case if they are available, maybe they can take a turn later on. Usha Mataji, would you like to go now?
यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानिव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहर्ते चायं
यदा
संहरते चायं
कूर्मोऽङ्गानिव सर्वशः
कूर्मोऽङ्गानिव सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य
इन्द्रियाणि
प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
प्रतिष्ठिता
Very beautiful. Mataji. Can I request Sanchita Mataji and Purvasha Mataji, Prancha Prabhuji, Pallab Prabhuji, if available?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. They are not around.
Okay. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. Prabhu, there's some sound thing. Oh, okay, yeah. Yada samharte chayam kurmo anganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya pragya pratisthita. Yada samharte chayam
यदा संहरते चायं
kurmo anganiva sarvashah
कूर्मोऽङ्गानिव सर्वशः
Indriyani indriyarthebhyah
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
tasya pragya pratisthita.
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता
प्रतिष्ठिता
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Do we have Sadhya Prabhuji now? And Sita Sundar.
Sorry, Prabhuji, they are not around because I am in the room. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. So beautiful recitation, so divine. When by this time, most of the devotees might have by-hearted this shloka. Can anyone raise their hands if they have by-hearted it? Okay, Pawan Prabhuji, would you like to recite without looking?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm writing as well when you all are reciting. So I made sure I'm knowing this. Yeah, Hare Krishna. यदा संहार्ते चायं कूर्मो अङ्गनिव सर्वसः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियातेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Hare Krishna.
Excellent. Okay, anyone go without looking? Usha Mataji, please.
Yes, Prabhu, I try.
Yes, please.
Okay. यदा संहर्ते चायं कूर्मो अङ्गानि वा सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Excellent. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gayatri Mataji, would you like to do it?
I will try, Prabhuji. I'm not sure, but if I stop, please continue, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yada samharate chayam kurmo angani va sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyah tata tasya prajna tasya prajna pratishtita. I had to look, Prabhuji, the last one. Sorry.
So beautiful. So this is just by hearing, one will easily learn. Thank you so much. Okay, so unless if anyone wanted to try without looking, you can go ahead. Otherwise, we shall move to. So today, this particular shloka is being explained by Sanchita Mataji. So, okay, I shall hand over the session to Mataji. Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Can I share my screen?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Can you all see?
Yes, Mataji.
Just a sec. Uh, what? Just a Prabhu. I mean, I can't
We can
control.
see your screen, Mataji.
No, it's the same screen, but I just wanted the control. Maybe stop share and then share again. It's the same screen.
You can see it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, apologies. So, Prabhu, so how shall we do? Like first the synonyms. Shall I read the shlok again, or just the synonyms and
You
then?
can go ahead, Mataji. You have about 10 to 15 minutes. You can go in your own time. How you wanted to take it, please take it.
Okay. Prabhu, in the flow, if I just cross the time,
That's all
please.
right, Mataji. That's fine. No
Okay.
restrictions.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll recite this look and go how it's not usually followed. So, Yeda samharte chayam kurmo angani va sarvashah indriyani indriyatebhyah tasya pragya pratishtita. Synonyms: Yada, when, samharte, winds up, cha, also, ayam, he, kurmaha, tortoise, angani, limb, eva, like, sarvashah, altogether, indriyani, senses, indriyarthebhyah, from the sense objects, tasya, his, pragya, consciousness, pratishtita, fixed. Translation: one who is able to withdraw his senses from the sense object as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The test of a yogi, devotee, or a self-realized soul is that he is able to control his senses according to his plan. Most people, however, are servants of the senses and are thus directed by the dictation of the senses. That is the answer to the question as to how a yogi is situated. The senses are compared to venomous serpents. They are to act very loosely without restrictions. The yogi or the devotee must be very strong to control the serpents like a snake charmer. He never allows them to act independently. There are many injunctions in the revealed scripture. Some of them are do's and some of them are do nots and some of them are do's. Unless one is able to follow the do's and the don'ts, restricting oneself from sense enjoyment, it is not possible to firmly fix in Krishna consciousness. The best example set herein is the tortoise. The tortoise can at any moment wind up its senses and exhibit them again at any time for particular purpose. Similarly, the senses of the Krishna conscious persons are used only for some particular purpose in the service of the Lord and are withdrawn otherwise. Arjuna is being taught here to use his senses for the service of the Lord instead of for his own satisfaction. Keeping the senses always in the service of the Lord is the example set by the analogy of tortoise, who keeps the senses within. Prabhupada ki jai. So, as before we started, Amoga Prabhu, he gave a line time, like how Arjuna, he's asking this question. I mean, second question he's asking. What it was just a second. Arjuna said in verse 54, Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is merged in transcendence?" So, and then how does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? So, this chapter is very interesting. The summary, the Bhagavad Gita summarized this chapter, like whatever question Arjuna is asking, one shloka after another, Krishna is explaining. Initially, he explained about the soul, then Sankhya Yoga, then the philosophies that how he should not be motivated by the flowery language of the Vedas, the rituals, and the do's and do nots of the Vedas. Now he's asking, like when he's saying that in the shloka before, he said, don't be disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, because one has to remain self-realized in the trance. So then Arjuna's next question is what are the symptoms of such kind of person? So in text 55, he's saying, Krishna is explaining how is it situated, how is this person who is in the mode of, who is a yogi, how is that yogi? We see, the first line starts like the test of a yogi. So test of a yogi is that he's self-realized and is able to control his senses according to his plan. So that's what is explained in verse number 55. Like he explains that he knows that the main purpose is to have, we have to make a mind free from the material desire, and the root cause of this desires is the mind. So he has to engage somehow to be to detach oneself from the external rejoicements. And then in verse 56, he said, it's the same thing. He's saying, like, how does a yogi's mind, how is it steady? So he said that one who is not affected by the threefold miseries, whether it's happiness, the dualities of the nature, he's not affected. And from 57 till 63, till 63, in all these verses, he's explaining how how does he speak? The question was, how does he speak? He's asking, how does he speak? So he's saying that, so basically, in a way, it's a way of asking that how does he engage his senses? So, and here Prabhupada gives a very nice analogy, the yogi should be the master of the senses and not be servant of it. He should be directed not by the senses, but he should be directed from his Paramatma, or the Krishna within. He should be directed by that, because Prabhupada says that the sense, why? The reason he gives here, the senses are compared to the venomous serpents, because if we lose our senses, it's like the serpents. Like in India, we must have seen earlier when we were young, the snake charmer used to come, and in his basket there were used to be serpents like the snakes, and he first started with playing the music, what's that thing called bigul. There was the snake charmer had that charm. He used to play that tune, and then only he used to open the basket, and then the snakes used to dance, like they used to say the snake is dancing, that kind of thing. But if just imagine, if you would have just lifted the lid of the basket, what would have happened? The snakes, these are venomous snakes, and if they're let loose without any restriction, then they will just go wild, and people, there are risk for other people. Similarly, the yogi or the devotee must be very strong. Must be very strong to control the serpents. So all our senses are compared to the serpents, and we have to be, what do we have to do? Krishna is not saying that I am like he's later he will, in the last chapter he says 1866 that leave everything and surrender on to me. But now he's not saying that what he wants. He's saying the yogi or the devotee. So we have to very observe the words he's using chapter by chapter. And later he says, first if he starts glorifying himself, he might, and Arjuna might not listen to him. So he says the yogi has to be like the snake charmer. So that's how he can control the senses. And so that when he is able to do that, then he never allows them to act independently. There are many injunctions revealed in the scripture that there are do's and don'ts, and some of what we have to do and what we do not have to do. So Prabhupada says, like, it's very easy to say that we have to control our senses, we have to surrender to Krishna, but how does all this happen? Like, it says about self yogi or a self-realized soul. So what are the symptoms of a self-realized soul? So what, like, a patient, suppose somebody has a fever. So how do we know he's recovered? Like, initially, if he touches forehead, then we'll see that he has got temperature. But once he has taken the medicine, then we touch his forehead, then we see the temperature is gone. So what are the symptoms we see that, like, a person is self-realized? How can we know that? How do we become self-realized is explained in the chapter 3, which is karma yoga, because it's explained, like, here it says that the scripture reveals that there are some do nots and do's. So this is explained in chapter 3. I mean, how should we, because we, being born in this world, in this material, we have to do karma. Without action we cannot do it. So karma can be either material or spiritual. Some kind of karma we still have to do. I mean, we get up in the morning, we do our basic things, and, like, some of the activities, like some of the activities we do, it's like we are exposed to so many things. Like, first, some things are inevitable which we cannot avoid, like walking on the street, we see, talking to people, seeing neighbors, talking to them. These are like inevitable, we cannot avoid those kind of things. Then there are, like, when we go to a workplace, then we might have to speak to, because Veda says that, do not speak to, the Acharya says, do not, to be in control of your senses, you do not speak to opposite gender people. But when we go to workplace, we still have to, that cannot be avoided. I mean, speaking practically, Vedas say so many things, but if it keep in context with the current situation, I mean, today's lifestyle, we cannot do everything that, like, even in our sangha, like, we interact with each other. In Shastra, it says Shastra has only been done with male or female. It's not like mixing genders, but we still do that. So when it says to avoid, so what kind of things we should try to avoid? So the things which are like implanted or instigated, those kind of exposures, like, social media, too much addiction to things like seeing obscene things and all that, those are the things we need to avoid and try to align ourselves in Krishna consciousness. And here Prabhupada gives the example that, like, the tortoise, like, if the tortoise, it has got that ability, is the master of its senses. So even Prabhupada said in one place that even if the elephant foot, like, it must be so heavy, if the elephant puts its foot on the tortoise shell, it will still resist and not come out of the shell. So that is being like the master of the senses and not being affected by it, like, not so for that we need willpower. And not only willpower, this process, I mean, it might think like, if we are not in the spiritual platform, it might think it's so difficult to do that. But once we are into Krishna consciousness, it's very easy. It's an easy formula, because it says, like, once we engage our activities, all our activities, if we try to dovetail our material and spiritual in Krishna consciousness, then we can get this detachment. So unless one is able to follow those do's and don'ts, do nots, restricting oneself from sense enjoyment, it is not possible to fixedly firm in Krishna consciousness. So that is also not possible. Like, to be able to do that, it might be very difficult. So here we see in Srimad Bhagavatam sharing this, Krishna only gives this power, like Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. It's Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetukam. So Krishna says, by rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires a causeless knowledge and detachment from this world. So, I mean, only only a devotee can understand that, like, the formula is very easy, because if you see the entire world around us, there's so much of distraction. Like, if we suppose we're opening YouTube, even to watch something uh, on bhakti or spirituality, you get ads like Temu, like shop like a billionaire. You know, there's so much of distraction, this, that, and so many. Like, if suppose you're buying something, a shoe on Amazon, later on the AI will know that what's your desire, and then it keep on showing ads about, you know, your search or your history. So these things are distractions. So only when we fix our mind into Krishna consciousness, we are able to detach ourselves. And for that, what do we need? We need the knowledge that I am not the, as Krishna says, I am not the body, I am the spirit soul. um, and about this, like, if you see our scriptures, many great acharyas and incarnations of Lord, different incarnations, they have spoken about this, but in different forms. Like, if you see Lord Buddha, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Jesus Christ, they have all spoken on this philosophy, but and it might think they're contradictory, but if you try to fit one dot to dot, it's not, they're not contradicting. Because when Buddha came, there was too much of animal killing. So what did he say? He said detachment from matter. But what did he say? He only spoke about nirvana, not killing animals. Like, that is not good. We should be meditating and not killing animals. He's focused mainly on that. But he did not speak about the spirit soul at that time. And then later Shankaracharya came. So what did he say? He said Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. So the Brahman, ultimate Brahman is the truth, and Jagat, or the matter, is all false position. It's like, it's not true, which is again true. But again, he did not speak about the spiritual, anything, any activity of the spiritual life. But later, when Ramanujacharya came, he basically spoke about what should be the activity of the spiritual life. Before, like, on the Western side, like, we had Jesus Christ, he spoke about the kingdom of God. So it's not like he's talking about Brahman, like there's a space, there is no matter. But there is some, if he's saying kingdom of God, there should be some place where one should aim to reach. But then also he does not talk about soul or spiritual activity. But slowly, as we progress, we see that, like, later, after Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, and all that, like the Vedanta Sutra and everything comes, and it's nicely explained by all the commentary of our acharyas, the 6 Goswamis. It's everything now falls into place for us. Spirituality is much easier to practice because we have got this nectar from all the scriptures very nicely put before us. So what does the Lord want? Lord is, I mean, Aham Bija Pratyatya Pitaha. So he is a seed giving father. So the nature, he goes according to his plan, and all the living entities he wants back, because they want, like today morning we were discussing very deeply on this, like, why is everybody suffering? Because they wanted to suffer separately from Krishna. And so Krishna created this, he did not want, but he created this material world for them to enjoy on their own. But at the same time, he came as in his personal form to give them some mercy, like maybe from enjoyment, they might feel suffering, because we have got the dualities of the shackles, like the 3 modes of material nature, and all that. We know that it comes one after another, and all this happiness we get in this material world is very transient and it will not last. So Krishna wants them back. So he does not want his living entities to suffer. But what has happened to us? We are so accustomed to this suffering that we don't care anymore. Like, for example, in the cigarette packet, like it says the cigarette kills. Like, people see that. Those who smoke, they see that this is written. Smoking. It says smoking kills. But even then, the smoker, he does not care. He still wants to smoke. Another example could be of the prisoner. Like, he is happy in the prison. If he is released, then he might think, oh, I have to, he doesn't want to come out, maybe, or maybe if he comes out, then he'll commit another crime so that he can go back, because again, he thinks I have the responsibility to look for a job. He might not get all the jobs, and rejection, society might reject. So we are accustomed to all this material suffering. So the shackles, like, the three modes of material nature, whether it's goodness, passion, or ignorance, whether it's gold chain or iron chain or silver chain, is the chain. I mean, it's the cause of our bondage. I mean, it's still suffering. So what we have to do, we have to cut this chain to become the master of our senses and not the slaves. And how do we do that? We have to purify ourselves. And here the big example of Bhagavadgita is Arjuna. Arjuna, he before, like when he was when he came to the battlefield, he was thinking in terms of material. He was thinking materially, like he does not want to kill his kins and gurus and acharyas and grandsire. He did not want to do that, so he was thinking materially. But when he had he had the same bow and the same arrow, but his knowledge, so he did not, he was, so what Krishna says, that this knowledge is confidential. So, and he is giving this confidential knowledge to Arjuna. So once he gets this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then with the same bow and arrow and the same Arjuna, the same person, what has changed? His knowledge has changed. He understands now that I'm not the matter, I'm the spirit soul, and killing the opponents, he will not commit any crime, because he's acting, his karma now is according to the dharma. So even if he kills now, he will not get any karma, and then he's able to do that. He's able to perform that job of a soldier, and that was his dharma. And similar, like if you see, like a soldier, for a soldier, it's very important, like when he's in the battlefield, he has to kill. But the same soldier, because it's his dharma, but the same soldier, suppose he takes out a knife and kills his neighbor because he had a fight or argument, then that becomes a crime, because then it's not his dharma. He's doing like he's affected by the material modes of nature. So but this, like, behave, now we come back again to this purpose, like the tortoise at any moment can wind up the senses and exhibit again at any time for particular purpose. Similarly, the senses for Krishna conscious persons are to be used for some particular purpose in the service of the Lord and be withdrawn otherwise. So this is the most difficult part, because to be able, it's like we can say that, but to be able to do that, it's even the munis and the in the Purport Prabhupada talks about yogis, but if we go back, like in the history, we know this Vishwamitra Muni, right? I'll give it this example. Vishwamitra Muni, he was meditating deeply in the dense forest, like away from everybody, in an isolated place. He was meditating on the Supreme Lord. But Indra, like, he was scared that, oh my God, he will become very powerful. How we know all these stories, like how the demigods get scared. And then he sent his Apsara Menaka to like distract him. And then he gets distracted and they had like an affair. And then we know the story that Shakuntala was born out of that wedlock. And later story also, like Shakuntala married King Dishwantya and Bharata was born. He was the first king of the he was a important king of the Kuru dynasty, and then how the Kuru dynasty followed. And India was named Bharatavarsha because of Bharata. We know the story. But the point I was trying to make is, like, Vishwamitra, he was a Muni. He's trying to focus on the Lord, but he's not able to do that. Even meditating in the isolated jungle, why is he not able to do that? But on the other hand, like we see Haridas Thakur, he was also meditating on the Lord, chanting on his holy name. And then we know this prostitute came. He was sent by his community people from, but he did not get at all attracted by her. In fact, in 7 days, or I think I forgot, 2-3 days, this lady, she also won. She really got. From his meditation, he could influence the prostitute as well, and she also started engaging into devotional service. So we see, like, this. How did this happen? Like, there's a nice verse. How does this happen?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji. The lady's name was Lakshahira.
Lakshahira.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Lakshahira. Thank you. Yeah. So, Lakshahira. So, why, being a prostitute, why could she start doing chanting and then engaged in devotional service? So, for this, we have giving this reference, I'll conclude because I know there's another devotee who needs to speak. So, I'll give this reference of from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Which one is this? It's from Madhya Leela, chapter 23, verse 14 to 15. So the main thing is like these are the things, and it's first I'll read the translation and then read the shlok so that it's much easier to relate what's the Bengali meaning. It says, so the translation says, in the beginning there must be some faith, and then one becomes interested. So this is Lakshahira. This is what happened to Lakshahira. So when she was sitting there listening to the chanting of Haridas Thakur, there must be some faith must have developed that I'm a prostitute, I'm so good looking and this, but this man is this person is not getting affected at all. So why is this happening? So this is happening because she's interested now in, she's associating with pure devotees. So after that, what happens? The sequence is thereafter one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Then what happens? Thus, one is freed from all the unwanted habits and fully becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, the develops taste and attachment, and this is called sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the regulative principles. Gradually, emotions intensify, and finally, there is awakening of the love. And this gradual love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness, and thus one become self-realized. So this shloka become like how one becomes self-realized. So this is the process given here. So I'll conclude by reading the shloka, which says Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. So Adau Shraddha, first we have to have some faith, and then comes Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees, and then Atha Bhajana Kriya, then we do the Bhajan Kriya, the devotional service. Then Tato Anartha Nivriti, then our Anartha Nivriti happens. After that, Nishtha and then Ruchi takes place. Then we have the Nishtha and then Ruchi, the desire, the taste of Krishna consciousness. And then what happens? Atha Shaktis Tatha Bhavas, and the Bhava develops. One develops, like we know the Uttamadhikaris, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to get ecstatic in the Bhava. Like just seeing Jagannath Mahaprabhu, he used to get the Bhava, the ecstatic Bhava. The Bhava comes after these. We are still not at that platform to maybe realize this, but this is what is given in the scriptures. Tatha Prema Bhudan Chati. Then the prema bhakti develops, and then in sadhakanam ayam premanaha pradurbhabe bhavet karmanaha. So this is the chronological order. So pradurbhabe bhavet karmana. So this is the chronological order how this love of Godhead develops, and once this develops, then we are able to become self-realized and able to control our senses, behave like the tortoise, and keeping the senses. So I'll finish with this: keeping the senses in the service of the Lord, and like the tortoise, who is able to keep the senses within, we become self-realized. So that's what Arjuna could do, and that is what we are trying to do in this devotional path, trying to absorb as much Krishna consciousness as possible. Please forgive me for mistakes, and sorry for the long time I've taken to explain my point. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully presented this particular shloka. Okay, very nice. This is Atmani Atmana Tuttaha Tasya Prajna Pratisthita. The self-satisfied, like a turtle, it keeps itself safe within the shell. You have nicely explained, Mataji, giving different examples and analogies. Okay, very nice. Okay, now we are a few minutes, 20:54. So we shall move to the next.
Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah, I'm explaining, but I'm still in the beginning of this preaching process. Need to learn to say briefly. That is something it'll take a while to work on that. So that needs to come as well. If
Right.
we're given a time, then we have to stick to the time that is lacking, Prabhu. My apologies for that.
No worries, Mataji. It is absolutely relishable. When devotees speak, it is heart-touching. Devotees who are doing for chanting 16 rounds, following regulative principles, whenever they speak, it speaks through the realization. So it is heart-touching. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's very wonderful. Okay, so we shall, before we go to the discussions, we have about 6 more minutes, but we shall simply touch this one. See, next Krishna, he is again mentioning when we engage our senses in the material nature, those senses, they know the taste, and then it will store that taste in the mind. And then even the one is stopped with the sense gratificationary things, he does not engage his senses, but the taste still remains. And as soon as if he come across particular circumstances, again he will start utilizing the circumstances for the sense gratification because of that taste. But how it can be subsided by the higher taste, by putting more higher taste. Okay, so here Vishya Vidimattante Niraharasya Dehinaha. Rasavajjam Rasopyasya Param Društva Nivattate. Param Društva Nivattate. Vishya Vinivattante. So here Vishyas is the objects for the sense enjoyment, and Vishya Vinivattante are practiced to be refrained from. So far he has enjoyed, now he has to refrain. Niraharasya Dehinaha. By negative restrictions, so I don't want to do it from today onwards. I wanted to keep a vow, but Dehinaha, for the embodied people, how it is possible? Because he practically is trying to force himself. And rasavajjam rasopyasya, giving up the taste, rasaha, the sense of enjoyment, api, all that there is. And asya, his param drishtva nivattate, for far superior things by experiencing, he ceases from. So if we are eating a chocolate, and then chocolate is nice and tasty, but if I give the most delicious, better than the chocolate, maybe better cake or something like that, then he may really just renounce that chocolate, and then he will take the cake. And then if I give the better than the cake, something else, some nectarian, ambrosial nectar, then he will take that one, he renounces that one. So that is how once who takes the higher taste, once who tastes the Krishna consciousness, he is easily able to relinquish all the material sense gratificatory things. Okay, so this one, can I request if Mampi Mataji is available to recite the shloka synonyms, translation and purport? If Mampi Mataji is available. Okay.
Can I read, Prabhu? Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Please go.
Yeah. Apologies if I do any mistakes. So, yeah. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasa api asya param drustva nivartante. So the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment. The taste.
Synonyms as well, Mataji, please.
Okay, Prabhu. Vishaya, objects for sense enjoyment. Vinivarthante are practiced to be refrained from. Nirharasya by negative restrictions. Dehina for the embodied. Rasavarjam giving up the taste. Rasha sense of enjoyment. Api although there is. Asya his. Param for superior things. Drustva by experiencing. Nivarthate he ceases from. Translation, though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for the sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Purport. Unless one is transcendentally situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a deceased person from certain types of eatables. The patient, however, neither likes such restrictions nor loses his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restriction by some spiritual process like Ashtanga Yoga in the matter of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, etc. is recommended for less intelligent persons who have no better knowledge. But one who has tasted the beauty of Supreme Lord Krishna in the course of his advancement in Krishna consciousness, no longer has a taste for dead material things. Therefore, restrictions are there for the less intelligent neophyte, neophytes in the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste for Krishna consciousness. When one is actually Krishna conscious, he automatically loses his taste for pale things. Hare Krishna, and my sincere apologies for any mistakes, Prabhu. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu. I joined a bit late, but I'm so happy I could able to join and just get part of the class, Prabhu.
No worries, Mataji. It is recorded, still you can catch up with
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
your companion and as well as YouTube recording both.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you so much. So here Krishna is saying, by engagement in the higher taste, one can renounce the pale taste. This is material thing. It is the punaha charvita charvananam. It is chewing the chew. Chewing the chewed. Someone has already done it. Again, I wanted to do the same thing, same taste. That is materialistic things. This is ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha. So here, this is unless one is transcendentally situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. So here, one of the example, so Sanchita Mataji very beautifully described about the turtle example. And whenever the senses, so Duddhantendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prokta Damshtayate. So one of the, this is Prabodhananda Saraswati, he says, Kaivalyam Narakayate. And Tirijapu Akasha Pushpayate. So this is again Kaivalyam Narakayate. Tirijapu Akasha Pushpayate. Duddhantendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prokta Damshtayate. This is how it is. Durdantendriya. It is very difficult to conquer the senses. They are like mentioning Kala Sarpa Patali, Kala Sarpa, and the Patali Prokta Damshtayate. If we take out the fangs of the snake, Kala Sarpa, then Prokta Damshtayate, then there is no danger from that snake. And here, Vishwam Purna Sukayate, Vidhi Mahendradishya Kitayate. And when we engage in the devotional service, how it is? Vishwam Purna Sukayate. Wherever we go, we completely experience the highest bliss and happiness. Vishwam Purna Sukayate. Vidhi Mahendradishya Kitayate. Vidhi is Brahma, Mahendra, Indra, Adishya, so many other people. Chakitayate. He does not worry about all other demigods. Kitayate. And then Yat Karunya Kataksha Vaibhavatam Tam Gauram Yevastumaha. This is everything, it happens by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yat Karunya Kataksha Vaibhavatam Tam Gauram Yevastumaha. Tam Gauram. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my obeisances. Likewise, Prabodhananda. This is the Chaitanya Chandramrita. Chandramrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. So he confirms his statement. Here, what I wanted to highlight, the second line. Duddhantendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Proktat Damshtayate. This is one example. Again, there is another example is given by who? I think this is not the Pancharatra. Here, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam Krushikena Krushikesh Sevanam Bhaktiruchyate. What is Bhakti? This is Krushikena Krushikesha Sevanam. Engaging the senses in the service of the Supreme Lord, Krushikesha. Then that is called Bhakti. Then what happens? Automatically all his senses will be controlled. For example, it is given as the Ambrish Maharaj. So this one, we can't even stop thinking of Ambrish Maharaj, how he engages all of his Karanendriyas, Jnanendriyas, both. Savai Manha Krishna Padaravindayoho Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunanu Varnane Karo Harehe Manjira Marjanadishu Sutin Chakaratyuta Satkatodaye Mukundalingalaya Darshine Dushau Tadbhutya Gatra Sparshenga Sangamam Granam Chitatpada Saroja Saurabhe Srimat Tulasya Rasanam Tadarpite Pado Harehe Kshetra Padhanu Sarpane Shiro Hushikesha Padhabi Vandani Kamam Chadasye Natu Kama Kamyaya Yatottama Shloka Janashrayaratihi. So all of his desires to serve the devotees of the Lord. Kamam Chadasye Natu Kama Kamyaya Yatottama Shloka Janashrayaratihi. So beautifully. So can I request any other devotee to read this one? That translation. Let's see how much. Just that translation. Can I request any different devotee, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji.
Maharaj Ambrisha always engaged his mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna, his words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples and Krishna's places like Mathura and Vrindavan. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulasi offered to the Lord, and he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasada. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord, his head in bowing down before the Lord, and all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaj Ambrisha never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully read. Okay. Okay, this is what the example of Ambarish Maharaj, how he is engaging himself in the different. Sometimes we may think that how to engage our senses. Then one may ask. So here, this is the example, Ambarish Maharaj, how he has engaged all of his hands, legs, the tongue, and ears, and the sense of touch. Okay, so all of his Jnanendriyas and Karanendriyas, both. Okay, so can I request other devotee to take a turn to read the purport as well, please? Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. In Bhagavadgita 7.1, the Lord recommends Maya Sakta Manaha Partha Yogam Yunjan Mad Ashrayaha. This indicates that one must execute devotional service under the guidance of a devotee or directly under the guidance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not possible, however, to train oneself without guidance from the spiritual master. Therefore, according to the instructions of Srila Rupa Goswami, the first business of a devotee is to accept a bona fide spiritual master who can train him to engage his various senses in rendering transcendental service to the Lord. The Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita 7.1, Asam Shayam Samagram Mam Yata Gnanyasi Tachrunu. In other words, if one wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in completeness, one must follow the prescriptions given by Krishna by following in the footsteps of Maharaja Ambarisha. It is said, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Bhakti means to engage the senses in the service of the masters of the senses, Krishna, who is called Rishikesha or Achyuta. These words are used in these verses. Achyuta Sat Katodhaye Rishikesha Padabhivandane. Padabhivandane. The words Achyuta and Rishikesha are also used in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha spoken directly by Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha because everything described in the Bhagavatam is in relationship with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, so this is the example of Ambarish Maharaj, and Prabhupada is further giving it in detail. Okay, and coming back to our shloka here. So this is Vishya Vinivattante Niraharisya Dehinaha Rasavajjam Rasopyasya Parandrishtva Nivattate. Okay, I stop there and I request devotees, please take part in sharing your reflections in this shloka. Maybe each devotee take a minute of time and reflect on this one. Okay, can I request starting from Ramlala Prabhuji? Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Actually, this text is the essence of our Krishna consciousness. So is giving the highlight actually what we have to do that and how to do that. So everything is mentioned, especially you mentioned from Bhagavatam 4 canto, is very nicely explained how to do that. One of the great Acharya is Amrisha Muni. So how he has done, how he engaged his all senses, everything, and how to do that. Even eyes, ear, legs, everything, how to do that. So is seems to be very hard. Actually, it's hard, but even we can do one senses to serve to Lord Krishna, then it's very nice. So we cannot do all of this, but we can do some of part, even one part. That is a Navavida Bhakti. We can take one of this, then it will be very, very, our life will be successful. So finally, I like to mention actually, this is a higher taste. We don't understand what is the higher taste and what is the lower taste. Actually, lower taste, it is going down and down. Actually, what is the difference we can understand. For example, one person is addicted to smoking, some different bad habit, but when he engaged something good thing, then he can realize what was the very bad condition. So due to our sense, we are engaged in our senses, then we can recognize. One example also you can give. Once Indra was cast by Brihspati, and he became as a hog body. And after that, Brihspati came to take Indra. Indra come to the heaven, come to the place. It's not nice place. And Indra was telling, it's nice, I am very fine, because I have my children, my family, I am very nice, I have food, everything. But you can imagine what kind of food they are taking, what kind of habit they are doing. Is very, very bad habit. Even he was the king of the heaven. So sometimes we can't understand, but we can difference when we are getting higher taste slowly by slowly. Then we can realize what is the actually where we were and where we have to do. And many examples also given before, but actually this is we can take not to the whole part, not whole senses at Amrisha Maharaj, but we can take partially, little thing. Now, one of the part of Navaveda Bhakti, then our life will be successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. Can I request Indulekha Mataji? Hare Krishna. Indulekha Mataji, you wanted to share anything, Mataji? Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for nice teaching of these verses and explanation and everything. As Prabhuji said, we cannot, if we cannot do all the, we have, usually we know we have the 9 processes of bhakti, but we don't need to do all the 9 processes. So first came the Shravanam, and then Kirtanam, and then Smaranam. If we do this free, it comes automatically once we are on the first and second stages. This is the processes and the stages are different. We have like the processes are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevayam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, and Atmanivedanam. That is a 9 processes, but the stages, they are different. They are different. Like we have Shraddha, so we have to have the faith to begin with, right? We have to have the belief in the Lord, and then we started getting the sadhu sangha. Once we get the sadhu sangha, then we start doing our devotional activities as a bhajana kriya, and then we stop doing the unwanted thing, which is anartha nivriti, right? And then we go to nishtha, where we are steady in our bhakti. We start being very firm and very convicted like this. And then we get the ruchi, we get the taste. We want to get the inner spiritual shanti, like very quiet. And then asakti, we start detaching, and then bhava, and then prema, like this, it continues. So what we have to do, if we start by saying, okay, I am happy, I want to just be in association of devotees, that will help us immensely. Then once we start being in the association, we start hearing, we start then remembering. So that is enough. If we cannot do all the 9 processes or go to all the 9 stages, we just be there, and then the listening, the chanting, remembering, that will take us a long way. That is a beginning, and that we should do, right? And also, Mataji was talking about she was giving nice examples. And in our Toronto class, I think Gayatri Mataji may know, we are on Canto 5, we are reading about the life of Priyavrata, King Priyavrata, how he was, and how exalted personality he was, and how he did all his tapasya, and even though he didn't want to become the king, when he was forced by Lord Brahma, he took the position. Still, he had 2 wives, he had children, he had everything, but he was not attached to anything. What he did, he went behind the sun with his chariot. He never competed with the sun. He didn't have the intention of competing, right? He could have done it, but he didn't do it. He had the respect. And then when time came, he settled his children, he left, always having the Lord in his mind. But that is very, very elevated personality. Whereas we see the example of Haridas Thakur also, and we see Sobari Muni. Sobari Muni, he meditated underwater for 60,000 years. He didn't want to be disturbed. And then he saw fish mating. He came out, he married 50 princesses, Mandata's king daughters. So we should know our limit, right? Like Vishwamitra Muni, like Sobari Muni, they were very, very elevated person. The thing is, when somebody goes away from the association of devotees, like King Indradumya, like King Bharat, they were very elevated souls. They left the association of devotees, they went on their own. That is where the downfall starts. We should always be in association of devotees, and we should always meditate on the Lord and remembering what we are hearing, what we are chanting, what we are seeing our community, our devotees community doing. Then that will help us. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. very beautifully explained with giving an examples. Thank you so much. Okay, so can I request Sakshi Mataji? Would you like to share any reflections? Mataji, you want to share anything? Or ask any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I think both the Matajis and they have explained sorry, the gist of the this particular verse, and also the verse from the Bhagavad Gita. So yeah, from my side, that is about it, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay. Gayatri Mataji and Sandeep Prabhuji, would you like to share anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Actually, not much, Prabhuji, as Indulekha Mataji also explained very beautifully, and Ramlalla Prabhuji explained. So we need to keep association, and because it's easy to fall down, so we need to constantly associate with the devotees and try to be not to get back into this sense enjoyment entanglement. And yeah, as already once we got this taste, then obviously we will not nothing will taste better like than the nama sankirtan or listening, and yeah, as chanting and listening, Shravanam Kirtanam, it's so beautiful. We feel like even if we go one day without doing, we feel like, oh, I missed something. So it's just nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. That's all from my side. Hare Krishna. And beautifully explained the previous also by Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing those reflections. Jayaved Mataji, wanted to share anything, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and Sanchita Mataji explained the first verse so beautifully. Thank you, Sanchita Mataji. And then Prabhuji, you did the second verse, and all the other devotees, Indulekha Mataji, Ram Lala Das, Prabhuji. But there were so many things have been coming to my mind in this. One is the higher taste. Probably everybody has a different level of higher taste. That's what I wanted to understand, because what may be higher taste for me might be different to somebody else. And like today as well, I was thinking, oh, the fact that I want to be in association with all of you all the time, maybe that taste has come to me. But yet, as soon as then I go into the material side of things, and then, I sort of like fall down there, because I am joining with other people. So that thing came to my mind. Then the beautiful example of Bharat Maharaj, which Indulekha Mataji touched upon, even that came to my mind, that he was by himself, and that's where he fell, because there was no one to tell him, pull him out, and he got so much attached to the deer and he fell down. But then equally there was Dhruv Maharaj. He was completely by himself, and he was meditating, and he controlled all his senses. So those things came to my mind, but definitely association of devotees, because that's something that, like Gayatri Mataji said, that even if you miss something, you feel like, oh my God, I missed something. So that is so important and so much valuable for all of us to be in association with devotees. So thank you for that. So those were, the first one. I think I felt that higher taste is different. So I don't know how I can come out of that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful reflection. Okay. So can I request Indulekha Mataji raise your hand?
Yes, Mataji, Prabhuji, thank you. Jai Mataji, one thing we should understand, that Dhruva Maharaj, he was very young. He didn't have any taste of the material world yet. Like we are grown up, we understand this. Maybe he had from previous life, but then he was not like Sobari Muni or like Bharat Maharaj, or he was not that age. So when you are young, that's why Srila Prabhupada always said that we should introduce Krishna consciousness to our children from very young age. They are very innocent. So from there, if you put the seed, the Bhakti-lata beej in them, they may not take the wrong path. They may not get the bad taste, as we can say. So that was the difference between those grown-up adults and the young Dhruva Maharaj, even Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna. I hope it helps a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful. Okay, Pawan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for today's session. It was very insightful. And, I would like to, summarize like what I've learned from these three shlokas. So the very first thing is like, I would like to repeat what I've learned, like, Yada samharte chayam Kurmo anganiva sarvasaha indriyan indriyartebhyam tasya prajna pratistitham. So what I've learned from that is like whenever our senses try to control ourselves, so we have to make sure, like a tortoise, how it pulls all its hands and legs inside the shell. So that we have to be same way in the world as well. Come when we think about some senses, we have to be very conscious that it's gonna drive us into wrong directions. So we should be in charge of ourselves, not the senses. So sensor should not take charge of ourselves. So we must, with this shloka, I really learned that. So we have to make sure whenever all this sense is trying to have that materialistic attachment, immediately that's the striking point that pull your senses back and make sure take control of yourself. And in the next slokas, like 59 and 60, the very good thing I've learned is like the higher taste. So even though we forget our senses, and then sometimes we remember the taste. For example, if I am a fan of, say, some sweets, so if I try to give up, and then but I remember the taste of that sweet, why and for example, if I say I like gulab jamun and I feel like I need that again and again, I want to eat. Once if I'm introduced to mango, I feel like, oh, mango is better than gulab jamun, so I want mango, no mango, I will be going behind that. So similarly, have to find the higher taste is now like Krishna consciousness. So if I have Krishna consciousness, why do I need this mango, gulab jamun and everything? So so I can say like that's the higher taste. So to set that higher taste, you have to make sure, like, whenever you come across these senses, quickly withdraw yourself, as it says, Kurmo Anganiva Sarvasaha. So we have to withdraw ourselves, like the tortoise withdraws her like legs and hands, and make sure be Krishna conscious. And also we can easily get over this. We can easily do this if you know, like Haridas Thakurji. So he's so confident that he's completely Krishna conscious, that even when a prostitute came and sat there, he was not distracted. In fact, the prostitute herself became a bhakt of Krishna. So look at that power of being Krishna conscious. So that is a really good example. Our gurus has set really good examples that it can be possible with pure Krishna consciousness. So I would say this is really good. I would say these chapter 2, 58, 59, and 60. So I would say like this is the fast track for us, our Krishna consciousness moving forward. Yeah, thank you so much. I was able to read without saying thank you, Prabhuji. Earlier I saw like when I'm reciting now, I learned that slok. Very happy because I with the meaning itself, so now it sat in my mind. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And yeah, as Javed Mataji also said, we are Krishna conscious when we are along this, sangha, and suddenly we go to the materialistic world, and things change. But I learned something there as well. So when I go to the materialistic world, we know that few people are not devotees. So how ideal is like, okay, they are ignorant just because Maya, and then there is a little bit of Maya and Kali's influence on them, just because they're not doing bhakti. As in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's said that wherever there is no bhakti, there is a chance for Kali to go and sit there. That's Kali Yuga Dharmam. So even Shaunaka the Munis, asked questions to Suta Goswami, like how in Kali Yuga, how can we, help these in future people, how can we help them in this Kali Yuga? As Kali gonna attract them to the wrong things, the four wrong things which they have mentioned, and a gold also, like fifth thing. So that's when Sutta Goswami said, "Don't worry, all Shaunaka the Munis. There is a one secret which Krishna already revealed in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is, as Induleka Mataji told today, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnum, Archanam, Padanam, Dasham Satyam Atma Nivedram." I forgot a little bit in Vivins, but sorry for that. But yeah, that's we have to do the bhakti. So wherever it is bhakti, if bhakti is in our heart, so Kali cannot, come to us and uh, drag us to the negative things. That's it. So whenever I'm in non-devotee circle, so what I have learned is like, just I'll zip my zip myself. I don't want to entertain any conversation, any gossip there. I don't want to know their personals, or I just, if it's workplace, so I have to do X work, I'll do it and come back. I don't want to answer too many things there. Let them feel like, okay, they are great, it's fine, because I know internally Krishna is sitting here. I'm very happy I'm doing Krishna consciousness. And if I get a chance, I try to make sure, tell them a little bit so that they get enlightened. But if that is a correct situation, I will tell. Else, I'll just stay quiet and then, Hare Krishna. At least I'll do the Nam Jap inside if a situation is not good. So that's how I try to deal. So, and Hare Krishna. Yeah, very good session today.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Very nice. And this is called self-realization. So this is the first steps of our self-realization. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And you are so inspiring us. So learning the shlokas then and there itself in the session. And again, understanding meanings and explaining with real-time examples. So perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move on to the next devotee, Rajalakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So yeah, I think I need to listen to the session, and also I am hearing wonderful commentary from Mataji, Sanchita Mataji earlier, and also Ramlal Prabhu, Pavan Prabhu, and Induleka Mataji and all. So I think overall we have, and Gayatri Mataji and also Sandeep Prabhuji. So overall, we have to stick with the in 9 Navavida Bhaktis, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and also Smarana. So, and also our regulative principles, chanting 16 malas, and also books, association, and also divine service, and all whatever we can do. So all these will help us. Okay, once the devotee tastes the higher taste of Krishna consciousness. So definitely, as Pavan Prabhu clearly called out, even when we are just uh, going and associating with the non-devotees, so we have to be more cautious, and also we have to just go and do whatever it is needed, and we have to protect ourselves, and also we have to be very careful. So that is the one thing. And also my personal experiences, I think I joined the Sangha almost a week or 1 week or 10 days ago, and I'm so happy. And even when I'm missing the classes, like today I need to go and attend some puzzles in Halifax, but I was really thinking my mind is here only. Oh, I'm missing today the Sangha. And immediately as soon as I entered the house, I immediately jumped into the session, which is very good. So if I miss one session, I'm feeling like, okay, I'm really missing something. So, and thank you so much, Amok Prabhu and everyone, all Matas is okay for this wonderful session. So, yeah, nowadays I'm just getting up awake by 4 without alarm. I don't know. Even if I'm going to bed by 10 or 10:30 or 11, like someone is waking me in the 4. So, which is a kind of, okay, yeah, divine blessing, I can say. So, yeah. I myself can see the day when I'm starting the day with the japa and all. So I can see a kind of, okay, very uh, strong protection of divine force to do the activity. Earlier, I used to feel like, okay, oh, I need to do this. I'm not getting enough time and everything. But as soon as I get into the rhythm of doing the mala and everything, in the morning, I feel like more relaxed and also okay doing. I used to do multitasking, but now I feel okay getting more time and all to do more chanting and everything. So even after joining the session, while I'm listening and I completed 3 rounds after coming back. So I feel okay, it is a very good association. I think it is making a good impact to stay connected to Krishna and also with wonderful and divine association from all of you. And I am very beginner in the journey and I need to learn a lot from all of you with Krishna's mercy and Radharani's blessing. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Thanks, Matazis and everyone for this daily sessions. And it means a lot too for us. We are learning a lot, honestly. And I should say thanks to Amok Prabhu and Pavan Prabhu also for encouraging me also to join the sessions. Because if I commit, I wanted to continue. That's why once I said to Amok Prabhu, Mataji, are you happy to join? I said, Prabhu, I need some time. But Pavan Prabhu asked me, okay, Mataji, it was very good. You have to join and you have to join. I said, okay, Prabhu, you are saying, okay, let me try. But yeah, so now if I miss any session, I feel like okay, I am missing something. So that kind of um, Krishna's influence is upon us. But thank you so much for wonderful divine sessions, Prabhu.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Manomai Arpitam Sthiram. Steadiness. Manomai Arpitam. Okay, giving all mind, intelligence, and heart to Krishna. Tivrena. Tivra. It is so intense. Okay, so that is Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
We shall move to next. Jagriti Tanna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Okay, Mataji is not available. Usha Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah, would you like to
It's me. Sometimes it's not on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to share anything, Mataji, or reflections?
Is Prabhuji, everything is all Mataji's, and Prabhuji's just covered everything. But still, I want to say it. Yeah, it's a very difficult. Sometimes it's in my apathy. So Prabhuji said he trying to, if he's now in Kali Yuga, is lots of who is not engaged with the sorry, I lost the word. Engaged with
Devotees.
the devotees. Yeah, is the devotees and the attachment with the Maya and everything. But he still try, Prabhuji still try to engage them with somehow to Krishna consciousness. Is the I really like it. It's a nice way to. I know it's a very hard when is people don't in devotees and know Krishna consciousness or any kind of. It's very hard to explain to them. You can join the sangha or you can just say Jai Shri Krishna, but they said we're doing everything is good for everybody. We're not harming anybody. That's the main thing. But sometimes it's very, very difficult to make them understand. But like Prabhuji said, we at least say it's Hare Krishna. That way they will engaged. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Sachita Mataji is very nicely explained everything, and whoever I listening to them is really nice, and I'm trying to join as well. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jagriti
Thank you,
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you for giving me chance, Prabhuji.
You're so sincere, Mataji, joining Japa sessions and all sessions and doing Japa, everything perfectly. Thank you so much.
No, I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, you're
Yes, I
trying.
really like to join, but it's somehow it's sometime I miss. But today is thank you, Samataji. You remind me Saksbridge Sangha is on. And today I really want to join because it's our wedding anniversary, my wedding anniversary as well. Thus I want to do Nasinga prayer if I can. Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move to Usha Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes. Now, Prabhu, it was just listening. It was so nice, beautiful class. And yes, so Sanchita Mataji explained first was very nicely. And yes, Pawan Prabhu and then Indilaka Mataji, that reflection is so beautiful. That how to, yes, Prabhu, how many way to you can do the bhakti. So just listening, Prabhu, so nice reflection. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And thank you so much, Sanchita Mataji, for kindly explaining, and Ramlala Prabhuji and Indulekha Mataji, and all Matajis who have shared their personal reflections. It is so divine, and thank you so much. And can I request all devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Haribols to Sanchita Mataji, please, for kindly sharing their knowledge.
Haribol to
Haribol,
Haribol.
Haribol,
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 Haribol.
Haribol to Amar Prabhu also. Hare Krishna.
Haribol,
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 Haribol, Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Ramlala Prabhuji, you raised hand.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Actually, 3 points I quickly cover. Actually, first, the question, the discussion. From the discussion, it mentioned something confusion about the higher taste or what is the lower taste. Actually, it is clear. The example was clear. For example, Indra become as a hog body. It's a conditional state. Actually, a conditional state, because whatever we are doing, because we are the spirit soul, pure spirit soul, but due to conditional stage, we are doing down and down. Sometimes as animal or some other lower stage. So it was clearly example was given by the Indra, king of heaven, become as a hog body, and what kind of lifestyle. Even he attached to that kind of uh, uh, way of style. He feel okay. I am very nice. And he was very happy that condition. But then it was remind Brihspati that is you are not that. You are not hog. Actually, you are the king of heaven. So, and after that he realized what I was. So that means the higher test and lower test is what I was, what my lifestyle, eating, mating, sleeping, what I did, and what condition I was living. Yes. So this is the clear distinction. Similarly, even our association, different kind of association, even today is Friday, Saturday, lot of party, lot of different kind of activities is going on. They think this is the nice, but they don't understand what is a priyo and sreyo. So temporary, maybe they can get benefit, they will be happy, but it is only sense gratification, only satisfy their senses, but it is not spiritual satisfaction. So this is the actual higher test. What is a long way to discuss. And another thing it was mentioned about Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. But you have to understand, we have to understand that association, Dhruva has no association, but you understand this is when I was a student of class 5 or class 6, my question paper was at that level, at the level of at that level. I was class 5 or 6 students because I have no attachment. So actually, Dhruva Maharaj actually detached. He has no attachment, anything about that the innocent boy. He has no attachment. So he was already detached. materially detached actually. But this is the Dhruva Maharaj or Prahlad Maharaj. Actually, they are higher level of understanding. So that's why they don't need any association of devotee, although they are guided by Narada Muni. So another also is Sanchita Mataji already covered nicely, very, very lot of example. She brought many examples. Actually, it's very practical, very connected, very nicely. Actually, that's why Dhruva Maharaj, whatever Prahlad Maharaj, whatever their age, biological age, but their consciousness was high. But we have to careful, even high level of even Menoka or Lakshma Hira. What is it? Lakshma Hira. They can, even though we are meditated, we are doing something nice thing, but due to material, some other Maya, it can deviate us from Krishna to Maya. So we have to understand. And another point I like to give, another third thing. Actually, whenever we are going to zoo, animal zoo, that is animal, lot of animal, but even child also, they are not feel fear from any animal, although they are very ferocious, very tiger or lion. We are not feeling any fear. Why? Because we know this is control zone. Because it will not come to attack to us. There is a control zone because there is it guided, is controlled, it restricted. So that's why it is not fearful for us. Similarly, our senses, if it is controlled, then it is not fearful. So whenever we are coming to in the Krishna consciousness, some stage we are restricted. So it will not be fearful. It will not make harm to others. So that's why we have to understand all these things. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for kindly again sharing those 3 bullet points. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are 46 past 9 o'clock. If you're all happy, dear devotees, we shall do the lesson of praise.
Prabhu, quickly, just today is Ramlala Prabhu's daughter Riti's birthday. We can dedicate Narasimha prayer to her as well. And along with Jagrati Mataji and Prabhuji for their blissful life ahead. It's their anniversary, as Mataji mentioned. So just wanted to add that.
Yeah, should we sing birthday song, Mataji?
Yeah, for Riti, if she's around, she will like it. So we can do that.
Maybe I shall share so that you can also follow.
I am calling to Riti. 1 second, please.
Yeah, in the meantime, Ramlala Prabhu, you can call Riti. So
can you follow behind me, line by line?
Yes, Prabhu, we can practice before she comes.
Yes. Janmadinamidam
Janmadinamidam
Ayi Priya Sake
Ayi
Priya Sake
Sentanu Tute
Shantanu
Sarvada Mudam
Sarvadamudam
Pradayamahe
Pradayamahe
Bhavashatayushi
Bhavasatayushi
Ishvara Sada
Ishvara
Sada
Sada
Tvam cha rakshatu
Tvam
Tvam
Charashatu
Punya Karmana
Punya
Punyakarmana
Karmana
Iti Marjaya
Kirtimarjaya
Jivanam Tava
Jivanam
Jivanam
Tava
Bhavatu Sadhakam.
Bhavatu
Bhavatu
Sadhakam.
Sadhakam.
This song we do sing, Prabhu, for our birthdays at home also.
Very beautiful, Mataji.
Yeah.
Janmadinamidam Ayi Priyasake
Janmadinam
Janmadinam
Ai Priya
Ayi
Sake
Priyasake
Chantanu Tute
Santanu
Sarvada Mudam
Chantanu Tute Sarvada Mudam
Pradayamahe Bhavashatayushi
प्रार्थयामहे भव सदायुषी
ईश्वरः सदा त्वां च रक्षतु
ईश्वरः सदा त्वां च रक्षतु
पुण्यकर्मण कीर्तिमार्जया
पुण्यकर्मणा कीर्तिमर्जया
जीवनं तव भवतु सार्थकम्
जीवनं तव भवतु सार्थकम् जीवनं तव भवतु सार्थकम् जीवनं तव भवतु सार्थकम्
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for
Hare
your blessings.
Krishna.
Thank you to everyone.
Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
And lots of blessing from all of us. And may Krishna always keep you engaged at his devotional service at his lotus feet. Stay blessed.
Hare Krishna. Happy birthday. Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Thank you for your blessings. It means a lot to me.
Actually, our Sangha is diversification. Everything, all the rasas is here. All the higher taste is here. So even birthday, even all others, all rasas, combination of all rasas here. So we are very, very happy for this thing, all these things.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so would Ramlala Prabhuji and Riti Mataji and Jabri Jana Mataji, would you all do the
Yes. Are we leading?
Who's leading, Prabhuji?
Riti Mataji would lead and you follow Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is there something you say?
Yeah, just okay. Jai Nishinga, Sri Nishinga, Jai Jai Sri Nishinga, Ugrang Virang Mahavishnang, Jalantam Sarvatamukham, Nishinga, Vishanam Bhadram, Mittu Mittam Namamaham, Jai Nishinga, Jai Nishinga, Jai Nishinga, Pralada Desha Jaya Pad Mukha Padma Sringam.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadayini.
Praladadayine.
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakasipu Vaksha. Silatankanaye. Pito Nasinga Pareto Nasinga.
Yato yato yamitato nasinga.
Yato yato yamitato nasimo.
Bahe nasimho hridaye nasimho.
Barhe Narsimo Hridaye Narsimo.
Narsinghamadhim saranam prapade.
Narasimha Saranam Prapade.
Tavakara kamalavare natha adbhuta singha. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanuvimha. Keshavajita Narahari Rupa Te Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Te Jagadisha Hare.
Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakima Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakasipu Tanubringa Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे.
Shabajita Narahari Rupa Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare
Pita Narahari Rupa, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे.
Jaya Nishingadev Jaya Nishingadev Jaya Nishingadev Jaya Nishingadev
जय नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद.
Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Thank for Pranande
Hari Bol.
Srimad Bhagavan
Jai.
जय
ki
Jai.
जय
Pranande
Hari Bol.
हरि बोल.
Hari
हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्णा. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone.
Hari Hari
Hare
Bol for
Krishna.
beautifully singing. Hari Bol.
Hare
Hari
Bol.
Bol,
Hari
Hari
Hare
Bol.
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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol,
Jai
Hari Bol.
Prakriti Mataji ki jai.
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 Pala Prabhu ki jai.
Hey,
Jai.
thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Pranam to everyone. And
Thank you. Thank you,
thank you
Sanchita
and forgive
Mataji,
me
for
for any
reminding.
mistake.
Hare
Reminding.
Krishna, everyone.
Thank you, Mataji.
Shall conclude for tonight and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna
Chakaravanyubhyascha
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavam Namo Namaha.
Hare
Namo
Krishna.
Hare
Namaha.
Krishna. Have a good
Vrindavan
Krishna
Vaishnava
conscious
Vrinda
night.
ki
Hare
jai,
Krishna.
Shri
Jai.
Prabhupada
Jai.
ki
Ki Jai.
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 Hari Bol.
Hari
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 Bol,
Bol.
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol.